Hi, my name is Paulette, and today I'm going to show you how to make a body butter using beeswax. So first thing you want to do is get all your stuff out. Here's the ingredients I like to use. We're going to use today beeswax, and as you can see, these are the pellets, which make it easier to melt, but you can also use the stick. We're also going to use avocado oil. Make sure when you get it, it's the non-GMO avocado oil. You can also buy it at your local grocery store. We're also going to use coconut oil. Same thing, make sure that it's organic coconut oil. And again, you can get this at your local grocery store. We're also going to use organic shea butter. And last but not least, vitamin E oil. Alright, and then we're going to just need everything that we're going to use today, which will be a 1/4 cup, a 1/2 cup. You want to get a teaspoon. We're going to stir it with just a regular spoon. We're also going to use a pan, and we will also be using this bowl, a silver bowl. Because what we're going to do is we want to melt the ingredients. The only ingredients we want to melt today are going to be the beeswax, our coconut oil, and the shea butter. And we're going to put it in here. First thing we're going to do is we're going to fill this up with some water. You only need about maybe this much, enough to just get it boiling, and you're going to put your pot in here. Okay. So we'll get that going. And now I like to use a scale. Digital scale is easy. This scale is in ounces and grams. So just remember to convert whatever you're doing. Right now we're going to be doing 3 tablespoons of beeswax. If you're going to do a conversion, because you might want to weigh it, so this way we get the correct amount, it's going to be in ounces. So 3 tablespoons will be 1.5 ounces. So let's do that first. We'll get our little scale and we'll weigh it out. You could also use a 1/4 cup depending on how you like the consistency. Now beeswax will harden again, but it really is the best to use. So let's turn on our little scale, and we're going to convert it from tablespoons to ounces. Okay, so now I'm just going to fill this up because we're going to need 1.5 ounces. Let's just fill our cup up and see what we get. Oh, there we go, almost. Just a little less. A little bit more. Try to get it right on. Doesn't have to be exact if you're a little over. There we go. All right. So now what we'll do is we'll just pour this into our bowl. This will go right into our little metal bowl, just like that, okay? The next ingredient will be your organic shea butter. Now we're going to need 2 tablespoons. So now this comes like this, so you may need a knife to cut it, just so you can see what it looks like. Now shea butter usually has like this off-white type color. Kind of has like a nutty type smell. I actually don't mind the smell. Some people may not necessarily like it. Okay, so now this we're going to need 2 tablespoons, which will come out to be 1 ounce. So let's make sure our little scale's back on. Okay, so I'm going to take a little piece off just like that. We'll put it on our scale. A little bit more. Now it's soft, but we want to melt it so this way all the ingredients can melt together to become one lotion. All right, there we go. We got ourselves 1 ounce. Just gonna dump that right into our bowl along with our beeswax. Next, we're just gonna take our coconut oil. You don't have to use coconut oil. I like it, I like the smell of it, but some people may not. It depends on your preference. So we are going to now take 1/4 cup. So here's our little 1/4 cup. We'll take our spoon. And now as you can see, depending on the weather, your coconut oil should look like this. If it's hot, then it's gonna melt. But we don't want it in the melted form. We actually want it hard because, or you know, a little harder because it's easier to kind of work here. But we are gonna melt it. So either way, I mean, I like it like this and then we're gonna melt it. But if it is warm enough in your house, it will melt completely to an oil. Okay, so now as we're doing this, our water should start boiling. So let's get that all in there. There we go. Try and get as much as I possibly can in there. Okay, got it in there. Okay, so now this is what our bowl looks like. Now I'm going to bring it over here so you can see. So here goes our water. So now all I'm going to do is just take this and stick our bowl in the water, just like this. So you can see what it looks like. Okay, so just let that go for now, and I will mix it up a little. Oops, might have had a little bit too much water, so I'm just going to dump a little of that water out. Don't want too much to where it's overflowing, so let's just dump a little bit out. All right, there we go. Now it should be okay. Now we'll put that back on there. We'll let that go for a bit. And then I'm just going to turn this around so you could see starting to melt. Just stir it up just a bit. I'm going to get all this melted. Shouldn't take very long. Now, if the beeswax is in block form, because you can buy it in block form, it will probably take a little bit longer to melt. Beeswax usually takes a little longer than the coconut oil and the shea butter. So it will take a little bit longer. You don't want to scorch it. You could even turn down this just a little bit. You still want it boiling. There are other ways. If you have like a smaller bowl, you can use a smaller bowl, whatever works for you. I wouldn't use glass. I used to use the container and it made it easier until one day the whole bottom broke, so I figured, okay, can't use that anymore. So now I found this is much easier. Now we're just going to keep stirring it up, getting it melted. It's melting quite nicely. And it's almost completely melted. You want to try and get every little bit of it. Okay, so while that is finishing up, I'm just going to show you what we're going to put it in so you can see. is the container. This will be the jar that we're going to put it in. And so you can see that it seals nicely. Okay. Just stirring this around just a little bit more. Looks like everything's pretty much melted. Okay, so we can turn that off. And now what I will do, take that off the heat, and we'll just take our liquid and we're just going to pour it in. So you can see, here's the container. Just going to pour that right in there. Try and get it all in there. Okay. There we go. So you can see already the beeswax is starting to harden a little. So now what we want to do is we want to take our avocado oil. I preferably like the avocado because I have very dry, sensitive skin, and this seems to work best on my skin. You could also use olive oil, which works good. Basically, it's your preference, but this one seems to work the best for me. So what I'm going to do is we're going to use half a cup of avocado oil. Okay. So just pour that right in. And you can get a knife or a spoon, whatever you feel. So let's just mix this around a bit. And yep, it's already hardening. Okay, so mix this just a bit. Let's get it in there, okay? Just mix that up. Okay, and then next we're just going to take a little bit of vitamin E oil. Get our teaspoon of vitamin E, and we'll stick that right in there. All right. And again, we're just going to mix it up here. Pull that in there. Mix it up a bit.